Hello everyone, I'm Dominic Serta. Today talking about the 4 killer hacks for a bully boss. I'm the founder of the Institute for Self-Achievement. I thank you for joining me today, whether you're going to come on live or whether you're going to watch this later on. So I see somebody's on, rock and roll, I'll get right into it. Today I'm going to be talking about the bully boss. There's so much going on in the world, and the people that I talk to tell me all the time that, yeah, their boss has these tendencies to be a bully, right? And they don't know what to do about it. And I'm not going to be talking about these bullies that are like really intense. If you have a really intense bully boss, you need to go to HR, you need to go there with your Just the Facts list, and you need to get legal help. What I want to be talking about today are a few of the things that you can do for bully bosses that, you know, they're tolerable, but they still get on your nerves. They drive you a little bit crazy. I did some research and found out that there is, believe it or not, a workplace bullying institute. I was really shocked to see that, and I don't know why I was shocked. I was just like, really? It goes to this extent? And yes, I mean, there is a big problem. So it says, according to the Workplace Bullying Institute, the term workplace bullying is defined as mistreatment severe enough to compromise a targeted worker's health, jeopardize his or her job and career, strained relationships with friends and family. In other words, it's demonstrable abusive behavior that does more than make you uncomfortable. It negatively impacts your life inside the workplace and out. So this is something that's serious. It's not something that's a joke. And what I hear more often than not is, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. What can I do? Well, I've got 4 great hacks that I'm going to be talking about, explaining to you that you can do that will really help. And it's going to take some practice. Hi, Doriana. How are you, dear? I hope that your book is selling millions and millions of copies. I haven't ordered one myself, but you didn't order one of my books either, so we're even. I hope that you're doing well. There she is. Aisha, how are you, dear? Where are you now? Are you back in London? Well, you can type that in and let me know in a few minutes. But anyway, bully bosses are tough to deal with, and especially if you have a personality style that's a little bit on the shy side, you know, it can be difficult and cause you heartache and pain. So some of the things that you can really realistically do will need to take some practice. So these 4 hacks are very simple, and what I totally recommend, highly recommend, is not to just go in doing these hacks by yourself and without practice. So find a partner, find a buddy, find a friend, a coworker, somebody that you trust, somebody that you can talk to. I know that you have people like that in your life. And then you practice, like do go to lunch or dinner or something, and find a place where you can go and sit across from each other, like, you know, like you're going to do a little exercise, right? So you find a partner and you sit face to face in a nice quiet space or in a restaurant, doesn't really matter where. And then you take turns being the bully boss. And then you take turns being the employee doing these hacks, right? And you do it so that you can get familiar with it before you go back to your office or your place of work, wherever you are and wherever you work. And you have a little bit of, you know, experience before you go back in there. And these are simple things that you can do without causing any lashback from the boss, because, you know, we don't want to make the boss go off the rails and go crazy, right? We just want to be able to stand up to them in a way that they know that we're not wimps and we don't tolerate this kind of crap, right? So remember that you have to adapt your style. And this is the really amazing thing that people forget a lot, I mean, I have forgotten many times that, everybody has their own personality style, the way they present themselves to the world. The managers also have a management style. So there's all these things that come into play. And what we need to do more than anything is to spend some time observing these bosses, these people, and determining in our head, what category they fit into. Bully bosses usually are the very directive type. They like to be, they can be pushy. Let's see, I have my notes here. Yeah, they're pushy, they're direct. They don't say things with much kindness. Their self-awareness is probably a little bit low, and probably a lot bit low. And so you have to be able to adjust your communication style so that they know that that you're serious, right? So the first hack, very simply, is when you're with them, you always have to remember to stay calm, and you use an assertive tone and assertive body language. Don't cross your arms because you may be freaked out or afraid to stand up to them or say things back to them. You have to learn to relax. And I say that, I really mean it. You have to learn to relax and chill out and know that what you're about to do is going to make a difference. Okay? So the first hack is you say their name at the beginning of all their replies. Whatever they say, if they're being demanding, use their first name, or if you're in a formal environment, you say Mr. or Miss, Mrs., whatever it may be. So use their first name. I'm going to use my friends' names. So Maria, I disagree. Dean, I see the situation differently. Chantal, it's my understanding that. Okay, so again, you say the first name because that's going to get their attention. And it might blow their mind that you are standing up to them, which is good. It's going to help you, and it's going to help them to rethink their approach with you. Because if you don't stand up to them, they're just going to continue to be like they are. And you don't deserve to have that kind of treatment, right? To be treated that way. So use their name first before you reply, and then object or say what you need to say. And you can practice that with your friend, your partner, your coworker when you're sitting across from the table at lunch. Don't just say things like, I think that you're wrong. I think it's not going to work. That is a little wimpy. You can't do it like that. Not with a bully boss. You have to have a little bit stronger impact with your words and with your body language, right? So hack number 2, real simple. Ask their opinion or point of view. So whatever situation that you're in, whatever the topic is, it could be in a meeting, ask them their opinion. Letting them talk shows respect, and if you show them respect, they have to respond in kind. So they have to show respect also. So you want to ask them their opinion or their point of view. Show them that you're listening, and when you're doing that, you have to show them that you're listening. Just ask and look down and look away. No, you have to use your physiology, your body language, and then lean forward if you have to and look right into their eyes and listen. Show them with this body language that you're listening. So, Scott, I beg to differ. Help me understand why you think or why you feel this way. Little, short, sweet question. So you're asking them to explain to you why they think that way. Okay? Mr. Smith, I have a different opinion. Please tell me why you see it that way. So it doesn't have to be real complex, but when you ask them their opinion, it draws out of them their logic. And it may not always be logical, and it may be logical, but it's their approach that makes them a bully, right? It's not so much the topic, it's the way that they are managing. So you want to stop them in their tracks that way. So that's the second hack. The third hack, take initiative. When dealing with your bully boss, you have to talk and ask questions. Otherwise, they'll always assume that you agree with them. Okay, so the first two hacks where you're asking questions, you're using their name first, right? If you don't say anything, which is, in my experience, a lot of people, even including myself in the past, didn't say anything because, I don't want to cause any, I don't want to, conflict and all that. No, if you don't, they're just going to automatically assume that you agree with them and they're going to go about their way. So it's like you do it their way or the highway, right? So try to find some truth in what they're saying. So here's an example. You're right, Suzanne. I did say that. And this is why. So little comment to justify your statement, right? Here's another one. Heidi, what you said about the strategy makes sense. And I see that it's a good thing, not a bad thing. So there's probably 1,000,001 different things that you can come up with. But these are just little examples that you can do. You don't need to go take a course on how to deal with a buddy boss. Just apply a few of these hacks. Here's the fourth one. Don't allow interruptions. This is a great one, okay? Sarah, I'm not finished. Thank you. So if they begin to talk, it's going to be a hard one. And at the same time, if you practice, you can sort of cut them off and say, Jason, please, you interrupted me. Put your hand up if you have to. Again, body language is really important. And it's not about being mean. It's just about using that assertive tonality and the assertive body language and the wording that will help. So don't allow interruptions. Very, very important. So let's go through them very fastly. Quickly. The first one, the first hack is say their name at the beginning of all your replies. Number 2, ask their opinion or their point of view. Find out their logic, right? Number 3, take initiative. Always ask questions. Don't be afraid to say anything. Speak up. Otherwise, they will assume that you agree with them. And if you don't and you don't say anything, that's a problem. That's a big problem. So, number 4, don't allow interruptions. Get back in there and say, listen, I wasn't finished saying what I'm saying. Thank you very much. And that's it. So, very simple, easy to do. I will be posting this on this page, on this group rather, so that you can download it. You can take it to lunch with your friend and practice if you have a bully boss out there. So anyway, that's all. Go out there, have fun, go for it. Don't give up until you have given these 4 hacks a shot. Don't just be, what's the word? When people come in the door, they step on the doormat. Don't be a doormat, right? So, anyway, Dominic from the Institute for Self-Achievement. Have yourself a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.